Where's he going with this shit? You belong to me. I'm from Home West headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. Prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them Mars in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the urn. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You got to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. You live looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama did with switches. You niggas looking real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me as she brew, yeah. White people hate brew now. If you didn't know, you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking FEMA. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Kevin cut his eye, got more stripes than Adidas. If you ain't a bad bitch, then get the fuck off my penis. 1-2 step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. That's the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race, cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh? True story. The following is based on real events. Yo. She didn't care for the Yeezys and the Jordans. Tired of the lies pastors told over organs. Her father just passed, so her heart had a dent. She would struggle with her mother to come up with the rent. Pastor only wanted $1, something make sense. Till she heard a little story that was something like this. What's your nationality? Come and get a flyer. Do you know we got a dark-skinned Messiah? The devil is deceitful and the white man is a liar. Now she wanna study just to get her knowledge higher. A few months passed and she ain't one with her mother. Since she started learning, they would argue with each other. My mother doesn't understand, I'm not in the code. She needs to respect my decisions as an adult. This is a nice place where nobody will hurt you. Everything's so pretty and we're all wearing purple. It's been a few months, she found a man of the Lord. One who's steady in the word, always sharper than his sword. Stimulates her mind so she never gets bored. Talks to her like a princess and never like a whore. Got her thinking that there's more than only getting the draws. He's such a gentleman, always opening doors. Took her on a date, paid for everything in the stores. From dinner to Michael Kors, he's like, have it, it's yours. She can't believe it, it's all but a dream. Everything is beautiful, all peaches and cream. She says to herself, I'm happy I joined this group. It makes me feel good, I finally found the truth. These other groups, always talking about polygyny. But I found a real man who says he's only into me. What a nice place where nobody will hurt you. Everything's so pretty and we're all wearing purple. home. She seen something she ain't like when she went through his phone. Is this why you said that it's hard to take care of me? You wasn't gonna say you got a whole family? I don't understand how you think that's fair to me. I've been sharing you, but you ain't been sharing me. Why won't you answer me? But he's thinking carefully. He tried to calm her down, don't get hype. Couldn't diffuse the situation, and they started to fight. He made a wrong turn, then a left and a right. Now they was in a wooded area with not much light. How did all this go wrong? It was such a good night. Said she's gonna tell the bishop about her anger and spite. He said it's not a good idea to cause me this much strife. He should have told the truth, and every lie got a price. But if it comes down to my wife, it's gonna be your life. Good night.
Shalom, Israel. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible. All right, we're located here, 5261 Delmar Boulevard, Suite A. All right, St. Louis, Missouri, 63108. We have classes. We have classes here. Again, 5261 Delmar Boulevard, Suite A. We have classes here at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. And the call-in number for the class tonight is 712-832-8330 and 425-436-6260. The PIN number for both is 825-1636. All right. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. we have Sharpen the Sword Radio, the most controversial radio show to ever hit St. Louis. It's hosted by, of course, the Captain DeGaulle Gabar. Call in if you think you got, if you want to have a discussion about the Bible. Call in if you just want to sit and listen and learn. If you think that there's something we're getting wrong and something that you have a better understanding of, go ahead and make sure to call this show. Again, that show is every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the call-in number is 712-832-8330. And the PIN number for that is 910-1409. Okay. All right. Coming up on the 8th and the 22nd of January, we'll be having another food drive. Commander General Yohana is sending more food, another 13,000 pounds each time, food to the city of St. Louis. That's going to be, again, on the 8th, which is next Friday, and the 22nd. Just 2 weeks later, right outside the school at 5261 Delmar Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri, 63108. All right. All right. Any more announcements? All right. Got any questions? Let's see. All right. All right. We'll hop into class, right into the lesson. And there we go. All right. So what we're going to go over, of course, because of the technical difficulties we were having earlier, we're going to have to separate it into two parts. But what we're going to go over is the calendar, right? Because that's something else we need to learn, because our oppressor has changed. In fact, you grab that scripture for me. Times and seasons, where he changes times. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. But yeah, so you got it? Okay.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 25.
Okay.
He shall speak words against the Most High.
Right. So our oppressor, he speaks against the Most High. He acts like and speaks like there is no God, and not just in his speech and his actions. He does things and acts like that he will never get repayment for it. Right? You think that he can just take the children of Israel into slavery for over 500 years and nothing ever happened. So he speaks words against the Most High. Keep going.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And he been wearing us out. And keep going.
He shall think to change the seasons and the law.
To change what?
Change the seasons and the law.
All right, keep reading.
And they shall be given into his hand until a times and half a time.
All right, so this is talking about how the earth would be and the authority would be given to our oppressor to change the times and the laws. So he changed the times that were set. That's days, months, and he also changes the laws. So things that were unlawful are now lawful. Things that were lawful are now unlawful. All right. So one of the things he did was he changed how the months and the years work. Not only that, when the year started and when the year ended. All right. So, let's see. First, I'm gonna have you go to that article I sent.
God. The Hebrew calendar.
All right, I want you to go down to where it says months. It's in the section. Let's see. It's in the section where it says components. All right, because our calendar was based off we had a lunar solar calendar, which means our calendar wasn't based like the way Esau set up his calendar. His calendar is continual and running. It is known as the Gregorian calendar, which evolved from the Julian calendar. All right, you got it?
Just one second.
Okay.
Components. The Jewish day,
Slakia. I'm down to where it says months.
month.
Yeah, it's in that section where it says components.
The Hebrew calendar is a lunisolar calendar,
All right.
meaning that months are based on lunar months.
All right. So we base our month on the new moon, right? Keep reading.
But years are based on solar years.
Right. So the years are based on the solar year because that is what determines seasons, right? All right, keep reading.
The calendar year features 12 lunar months of 29 or 30 days,
Right.
with the intercalary lunar month added periodically to synchronize the 12 lunar cycles with the longer solar year.
All right. All right. Again, so that means that having a calendar with 29 to 30 days in it, we would have what is called a inner calorie year, which is basically like a leap year.
Right.
Same thing we have today, except in our calendar we would add an entire month. All right. All right. So I want you to get Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and the 4th verse. Now, there's a reason we did that. Again, we based our months on the lunar cycle, but we also based our year around the seasons, right? So we planned out things that happened during our year based on the seasons, but then they also had dates according to months. So to make sure that the months didn't drift out of season, you add the extra intercalary month. All right, go ahead and read that verse.
Leviticus chapter 23 verse 4.
Right.
These are the feasts of the Lord.
So when dealing with the feasts of the Lord, it tells you what month they take place in, right? Or what day of what month. But that also has to do with the season, right? So you can't have, for example, the Feast of First Fruits in the middle of winter. Like, it makes no sense. But if you did not add that additional month going off of a lunar cycle, then that's how your holidays and your days that you used for markers, your special days, they would drift. All right. Let's see. Drop that. Go to Numbers 9 and 2.
Numbers chapter 9 verse 2.
All right.
Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover.
So this is talking about the Passover, one of the biggest holidays. I mean, I can't wait for Passover this year.
Right.
Like, man, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself. Like, I've been waiting for over a year to go to the Passover. You know what I mean? Like, I came in the truth, because of coronavirus and everything that happened. We didn't have it last year, but the stories y'all keep telling,
Right.
man, I can't wait. So this one is talking about Passover. It's always been one of our most important dates. Keep reading what it says about it.
And its appointed season.
So it has to take place in its appointed season, right? So the season in which it takes place is very important. So for a lunar solar calendar to work, every so often they would interject 13th month. All right. Head back over to that article Down to where it says characteristics of leap months. And then start at the second paragraph. So yeah, Salakia for the technical difficulties and the shortness of this class. But again, this class will be a prep for the next class since we're short on time.
Characteristics of leap months.
Right.
In a regular year.
Salakia. Start at the second paragraph.
The 12 lunar months of the Hebrew calendar are the normal months.
Right.
From new moon to new moon.
Because that's how we decided the month. When we saw the new moon, that was when the next month was declared, was because we saw the new moon. Go ahead.
The year normally contains 12 months, averaging 29 days.
Right, so each one of these averages about 29 and a half days for each month between the lunar cycle. So 1 year that time it would be 29 days, 1 year that time it would be 30 days, back and forth, so on and so on. So that's how long a lunar month is. Keep reading.
The discrepancy compared to the mean synodic month of 29 and a half days is due to Adar
1.
Adar 1 in a leap year always having 30 days. This means that the calendar year normally contains 354 days, roughly 11 days shorter than the solar year.
Right, so the way our calendar worked is that Adar 1, Adar was the last year in the ecclesiastical calendar, because there's actually two separate calendars as well. It's an ecclesiastical calendar and a civil calendar. We went by a civil calendar, which was how we did business with the countries around us, basically merging their calendar with ours. An ecclesiastical calendar is the way the Most High gave us the calendar and the order of the months. All right, so that inserted month always had 30 days, which would mean that some years would have 354 days, and then some years would have 384 days, right, to make up for those 11 days shorter in each year. All right. Keep reading.
Traditionally, for the Babylonian and Hebrew lunisolar calendars, the years 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 19 are the long 13-month years of the Metonic cycle.
Right, so now in the Babylonian captivity is actually where we started naming a lot of the months, because before the Babylonian captivity we just had numbers for months. There were certain months that did have names, but we didn't name every month until during the Babylonian captivity, which is why a lot of the names for the months that we have do come from other languages, such as the ancient Babylonian. All right, okay. Now, let's see here. Hop down to the next paragraph, and then we should be done with this article.
Years.
It says the one that starts during leap years.
During leap years, Adar 1 or Adar Aleph, first Adar, is added before the regular Adar.
Right. So let's say we were talking in common terms. So to add this leap month, instead of adding it after December, we would add it in between November and December. So that's what the additional month was actually plugged into the calendar instead of being attached on at the end. All right, keep reading.
Adar is actually considered to be the extra month. It has 30 days. Adar 2 or Adar Bet, second Adar, is the real Adar. It has the usual 29 days. For this reason, holidays such as Purim are observed in Adar 2, not Adar 1.
All right. So from that, we see how our calendar works. Now, again, being that it is a lunisolar calendar, and our years are based on the sun and the seasons, and our months are so closely tied to the moon and its cycle, we don't. The word for month is the word for moon. It's the same word. It's we don't differentiate between the two. All right. I'll leave this up here for a second. So, of course, after you for a second, so you can pause on the replay and see it. The word kadash, kadash is cha, da, and sha. All right. The cha is independent. The da and the sha are connected, which is why they have those connectors at the bottom. All right. All right. Or it's two syllables and it's pronounced chadash. All right. Make sure you can see it again in the playback if you need to pause to write down anything for your notes. All right. All right. All right. Now, and again, 1 month is from one new moon to another new moon. All right. And you get Can you get and hold Genesis 1 and 8? Okay. All right. So the next word that we're going to go over is for, again, we'll be going over calendar. So that's we're going to go over each month and the days. Now the word for day in Hebrew All right. The word for day in Hebrew is yawam. All right. All right. Spelled with the ya, a wa, and the ma. The ya and the wa, the wa and the ma are connected, and it is pronounced yawam. All right. You go ahead and read that verse.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day.
All right. Okay. So can you let's see from there, hop down to verse 13.
Verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
Okay. All right. Now verse 19.
Verse 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
All right. Verse 23.
Verse 23. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day.
All right. And verse 31.
Verse 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good.
Right.
And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
So we see that when the Most High created the days, it was the evening and then the morning. The evening is the beginning of the day. The morning is the latter half of the day. And then when it was the next evening, that was the beginning of the next day. So the days, biblically speaking, according to God, go from evening till evening, not from in the middle of the dead of night to the end, or to the middle of the dead of night. Right? So that's not the way the Most High set it up. And again, the Most High didn't set it up that the year would start in the middle of the dead of winter. The beginning of the year is when you see life returning, is when it's a new beginning, when you see plants start to grow again. It's during the springtime. Spring is the beginning of the year, according to the Most High. Not according to our oppressor and his calendar and the way he has things set up, but that is the way the Most High had everything in his plan. So, and actually, let's see. One more scripture real quick before we get out of here. Let's see. Leviticus 11 and 11 and 25.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 25.
Right.
And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes.
Right. So this is talking about let's see. This is talking about touching a dead body of unclean animals, right? So if you pick up the dead body of an unclean animal, the carcass, right, you should wash your clothes. Keep reading.
And be unclean until the even.
You're unclean until the even or the evening, because that is the end of that day, right? So you are unclean at that moment, and then at the beginning of the next day, which is the beginning of the evening, until the beginning of the evening, you're unclean, right? So that's just the end of that day. Again, that's after you wash your clothes, obviously wash yourself, but then you would be unclean until that evening, all right? All right. And I see we are at the time. And with that, shalom, Israel.